And with two types of poverty. Poverty that poverty that was created by your forefathers and poverty that you created for yourself. Poverty that was created by the forefathers. Like now, your father was poor, he didn't train any person in the university. Your grandparents were poor, they didn't train any person in the university. They didn't have money to establish people. They didn't have land. You want to go landed property. You want to go, and even some of them that had their landed property, they were not as wise as to know that they had to sell the landed property and harness things, use it to harness things, make people rich. That is that is what I mean by a type of poverty created by the forefathers. Because if your father had property and he was wise enough during his own time, he should have known that he would have to sell maybe 2 plots or 3 plots of land and establish you, either training in school or maybe establish a business for you. How forefathers created that kind of poverty, because it's either they didn't have the land or they had the land and they decided not to sell. Because in those olden days, people used to, even now, people used to think that those that sell their property are foolish. No, they are not foolish. It depends on how you sell the property. If you sell your property and embezzle the money that you realize from the selling of the property, that means you are foolish. But if you sell your property and then use the money you realize and harness things, you are not foolish. Do you get it? Now, the second type of poverty is the poverty that you created by yourself. Example, when you get like 5 million naira by action or inaction, either naira guy, rota 5 million, mobni ni legit, rota 5 million, 5 million batagaka. 5 million batagaka, the 5 million is your 5 million. The money. But now, you decided you have never seen 5 million before, but what you now did was to go to the market with the 5 million and you now buy a car of 4.5 million. You are now left with 500,000. That is, you have succeeded in creating poverty for yourself. Because that vehicle, no matter how small that vehicle is, it needs maintenance. I don't know whether you're getting me. If that vehicle is a commercial vehicle that makes money for you, that is good. Kudos to you. You took a very wise decision. But if it's a private car, that is where the problem is. You need to maintain that vehicle. You have to go and fuel. Now, 500,000 now about fuel na the vehicle. Now about fuel motor na aga. Now about vehicle. Now about fuel motor na aga. You have to go. But the time you exhaust the 500,000, then, when you get 10,000 naira batagaka, you want to go, you now feel like you want to cruise. You have to go, you get buy for 5,000, buying at the motor, you get 5,000.
I can so God, these boys are really out for harm.